We've got our next storm on the way. There it is on the radar. It is coming from southwest, northeast, and it will move basically in the direction that you see it right now. Now, the National Weather Service has issued a couple of watches and warnings here. Warnings in the shaded pink are basically saying we think 6 inches or so is likely, and the advisories are kind of the lower confidence forecast there, meaning that the winter weather conditions are likely, but we're not sure they're going to reach the criteria. That's what the National Weather Service is saying, at least. We'll talk about what we think here in a second. From the southwest and northeast, clouds come in tonight. During the evening tonight, I don't see any problems as long as it's before 1 or 2 in the morning, which is, it's not going to be too many problems out there prior to that. Eventually, though, by 3, we start to see some snow moving in, and I think it does fill in pretty quickly after that, such that by 5 or 6 in the morning, a good part of the state is seeing snow. There'll be some heavier bands along the coastline, especially through the morning commute. A few of those will drift, though, I think as far north as Bangor, right after the kind of morning rush there. And then the snow really concentrates its heaviest stuff over down east and the northern mid-coast through Friday mid-morning into the middle of the day, into the afternoon, and then the system slowly wraps out of here. I think this is a little fast for it ending in Portland. I would be a little surprised if it ended at 3, but I think it'll be around and just a little after sunset, and then eventually 6, 7, 8 o'clock into down east Maine, and then we will be quiet and cold on the backside for Saturday. So I had been waiting for a little northwest adjustment in the models. That happened last night, early this morning. That gives me a little bit more room to put this 4 to 8 in a wider zone. Now, I will admit I'm kind of bullish in this zone compared to maybe some other forecasts that you'll see. But I just think often with these storms out here, you get some good banding here, and then the secondary band sets up right around here. So that's why I have a higher amount than you might see in other forecasts. Not that you should watch other forecasts, but if you do, you might notice a little difference there, and then it really rapidly trails off. I think 2 would be a win for the mountains. I'm not sure they're even going to get that. I think it's a really hard cutoff. After that, the story is the cold for mid next week, and it looks very cold. Models locked in on that. I had somebody ask me a good question. I didn't have time to respond via email, so I'm just going to hope they're watching at 4:40 or whatever it is. They asked me, how come we can be so certain about temperatures a week ahead of time, not so much snow? Good question. The answer is one is a synoptic broad scale thing. The other is really finite, right? If a storm shifts 50 miles, that makes a big difference. We know that air mass will be there, so we can say confidently it will be very cold 10 or 15 days in advance.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so that's just a quick lesson on that. But
More room.
plowable stuff.
All right. Thanks, Keith. We'll be right back.